Hey y'all, it's Cam.
Hey y'all, it's Desinae.
Hey, it's Jada.
Hey, it's Jay, and you're listening to Four Deep, a podcast with four Black women in their 20-somethings who aren't afraid to get deep with it.
And y'all don't forget to follow us on Instagram at 4DeepPod. And if you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, don't forget to rate us 5 stars. And if you're watching us on YouTube, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on your post notifications.
And as always, every time y'all tap into an episode, let us know on a scale from 1 to 4 deep what you think we did for the episode. We done left y'all with some 2 4 deeps, 5 deeps,
Girl.
maybe 6 deep. So, I want to hear what y'all think about those. We have a Spotify poll. You can always DM us. You can leave us comments. Let us know a little something.
Yes, and today's topic is something that's very interesting because I didn't know what this was until one of our followers, shout out to you, mentioned it. So, as you know by the title, we are talking about JOMO. And I know we're used to hearing about FOMO, but we're talking about JOMO. And JOMO, okay, is the joy of missing out. So let's go ahead and get into it.
Yeah, so we can kick it off with the quad quote, and then just go from there. So the follower we mentioned is Hayan_dialects. Probably butchered that, but hey. And they said this was when we were on live for season 2, episode 10. And we were just talking about different stuff. And they were like, the idea of the joy of missing out. And was something, we should talk about. Or we were talking about, I think, being overwhelmed or something like that. And they commented.
Mm-hmm.
And so they were like, enjoying life a little slower. JOMO over FOMO.
Period.
And like, let's elaborate. And so, yeah, we decided to have an episode talking about that. And I feel like ever since that comment, though, too, like I've really been finding the joy in missing out for sure, because life be moving. Life be moving. So, yeah, how do y'all feel about JOMO? Because, like Jada said, we always talk about FOMO, but do y'all experience JOMO? Or are y'all always, just like, oh, I feel like I fear missing out?
I feel like so when I think about it, it more so just makes me think about the fact of like if you did miss out on something then you just weren't supposed to be there. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe something could have happened that was undesirable, you know what I'm saying? Something that you really didn't want to happen. It's like, for example, let's say like I'm running late to somewhere, um, or something is like holding me up from being somewhere. I just got to think about it like, okay, girl, because maybe somewhere along that route at a very specific time, something would have went left and you wasn't supposed to be there right now. Like just stuff like that, or like if there was like an event that like you got invited to, and for whatever reason you end up not being able to go. Maybe something that the event would have went left for you in particular. Like the event could have went fine for everybody else, but things are different when, you know what I'm saying, when more people get involved. Like anything could possibly happen. So yeah, I think about it that way. Like when you miss out, are you even really missing out? Like
Right.
you go and experience whatever it is you are supposed to experience when you're supposed to experience it. So if you missed out on something, you just wasn't supposed to experience that. So that's how I see it.
Okay. That reminded me of like the book, the Burnout book, and they were talking about like, having the anxiety, and they gave the example of like being on the freeway and missing your exit, or there's traffic, and kind of, not letting that stress you out because hey, maybe there's a reason. And like, why are you stressing about this? Like, who told you that you was gonna get to this point at this time? So
Siri did.
GPS.
Apple
Don't
Oh,
be
Maps.
lying. Okay. And two.
yeah, JOMO, when I think about it, to me, it's kind of just like, it's really about the power of being content. Because if I'm thinking about FOMO first, it's really the fear of actually missing out. And so it's the fear that your present moment is not going to be as enjoyable or as fulfilled as the other thing that you could be doing right now. And so if I'm thinking about JOMO and the joy of missing out, that's really like, okay, I'm content with where I am. And even though there's so many different other possibilities of what I could be doing right now, I'm happy with where I am. And so it's really more so for me about like soaking in that moment and really just saying, you know what, it's okay. I'm here and I'm fine.
I think about being intentional, like with your time, with yourself. Um, just because sometimes you can't make it to everything.
Girl.
Sometimes you don't have the means to make it to everything. So it's like when you become content with, I mean, like with just missing out, when you become content with being able to sit out on some things, realize some things aren't for you. Sometimes even too, like realizing that something that used to be for you isn't for you anymore. Because sometimes you go through those life changes where you're like, this does not feel the same as it used to. I don't enjoy this as much, but you're also like scared of what that means. That also could be JOMO too, like finding contentment and joy in the transition that you're going into
Wow.
wherever that next phase of your life is. Because I feel like I experienced that probably like within like the last year and some change. But yeah, I just think about being intentional, um, being where you want to be, and also being okay with not being everywhere that you want to be too.
Yeah.
You've been really just spitting. Like, I don't know what it is last couple episodes,
Girl,
Carol,
okay.
but you just, anytime you talking, I'm like,
No, for
'Cause
real.
y'all didn't even
I'm
think about
intrigued,
that.
like how that
I'm
experience.
crying. I don't know. I didn't have that. I didn't have that thought either. It just kind of came while I was talking.
Yeah,
wow.
no, it's something.
I was not playing. That was not in the notes.
That was not in the notes.
It was not in
I'm
the notes.
screaming. No, for real.
Oh my gosh, man. Yeah, that's crazy that like when you said like the transition of it all and like you really have to come to that realization like the FOMO is like Jada said, what are you really missing out on? Like I don't even really want to call it the joy of missing out because I'm not even missing out. I'm
You're
just
not
the
missing
joy
out.
of
I
being
thought of that
content.
too.
Period.
I thought of that
I'm not
too.
even missing out. What am I missing out on for real?
Mm,
Because I would be if I'm going to that place and I truly know that like deep down I don't want to be there or I don't have the energy or like my cup is just not as full as it is
girl.
need to go there. I am actually missing out on filling my own cup and missing out on being with myself and fulfilling myself and you know what I'm saying, prioritizing self. If I rather than going there, you know what I'm saying? Like if I'm going there, I'm really missing out on the things that are going to be helpful to me.
Yeah.
So
Where are the air horns? Pew, 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 pew. That's what I'm saying. That's so true. Was it last week? No, 2 weeks ago. Um, at work, I moderated a panel and it was with Black women in tech that are partners where I work, which is like the highest level which you could be in. And they were spitting game. And one of them was saying how, every time you say yes to someone else, you're saying no to yourself, period. Girl, I mean, exactly, exactly. And I'm just like, well, like there's no ifs, ands, or buts. Like if you're saying yes to someone else, unless it's like we are doing this, then you're saying no to yourself. And that's okay sometimes to say yes to something else and do that, but you need to prioritize and really look at what you're saying no to yourself about. Because at the end of the day, when you say no to yourself, you're not filling up your cup, like you said, Jada, like you're not tending to yourself, taking care of yourself. And so figuring out like what does that look like? Because I feel like when you figure that out, then when this stuff comes up, you like, actually, that's not filling my cup. Or I know if I don't do this, I'm gonna be doing this and I'm gonna feel so much better. So yeah, yeah.
wow. Y'all are like hitting me right now. And like it's like in a way that's like not even really like kind of related to the top, but like somehow it's like just like I don't know, it's kind of like hitting it. I don't like it. I don't like this. I'm like, ooh. Like really, like Jada, you're making me sit here like think about like, okay, what have I been doing that has not been filling my cup? Because off pod, I was just telling y'all that I have been self-sabotaging.
Yeah.
I've been running to things that have not been filling my cup and not been actually helping me get to where I truly want to be. And it's not necessarily FOMO. Yes, it's self-sabotage, but at the same time, like even just thinking about like being intentional about what I'm doing and what I'm investing my time into, and how there is always an opportunity cost to everything that you do. It's either that or something else. Like if you're going here, there is a negative somewhere else. And so, wow, the opportunity cost is just thinking about that. I'm like, yo, what am I sowing? What am I sowing? What seed am I sowing?
Ooh, 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 ooh.
What
So,
seed am I sowing?
child,
Girl, we can end it right there because
I'm gonna let it
What
marinate.
seed are you sowing?
For real.
girl,
That's crazy.
in it, in it, girl.
That reminds me. Let me go ahead and pull out Belle because she's sitting right here.
Hold
Hold on now.
Not
We
her,
done
not
went
her.
back and we tabbed the pages.
I know that's right.
Oh, Bill. Oh,
What did Belle
Things got
say?
hard,
Cam?
girl. Ooh-wee.
the next kid, bro. Miss
Okay, listen. It's kind of not related, but it kind of is related.
Mhm.
She was talking about affirmations that she would say to herself in the morning. This is the section on self-esteem. So again, it's not really related, but she was saying that at the top of her list of affirmation was, I'm breaking with old patterns and moving forward with my life. And it's like, when you said like, what seed are you sowing? That's a pattern. Because that seed becomes then fruit a tree that bears fruit, that bears seeds that you plant, that becomes a tree that bears. Shut up. Everybody get off now. Goodbye.
Yeah, we gotta go. We gotta log
That
off.
was
We have
nice.
to unpack.
I
We
miss
have to
you, Mom.
unpack.
What?
Dang.
The
Okay.
fruit, Cam, the fruit. Don't even get me biblical right now. Don't even.
Like, shut up. That was too much. That was too far. Why would I
Yo,
even do that?
You the one who opened the book.
That's
I
what I'm
just,
saying.
I had no business.
no,
That was
I
bro.
had no
cool.
business.
Des, what did we just post on Balance to Finding Better, bro? What did we just post on Balance to Finding Better? What you surround yourself is what you become.
Exactly.
And
So
so if you are sitting there sowing those seeds and you're eating from the fruit and you're displaying this fruit, bro, how are you displaying this fruit? Because you're planting the seed by going to these places, you're having these conversations with these people because of this FOMO, and you're continuously feeding and sowing and growing this tree that's going to produce fruit that is not of you and not something that you even really want to represent. So it is
you
just,
gotta
this
pay
is,
paying attention to what you're saying yes to. You gotta really pay attention to what you're saying yes to. It really got me thinking about the opportunity cost. Just like everything that I'm saying yes to
Opportunity cost.
is a no to something that could be serving me better.
And
I
for
hope y'all wrote
what?
that down.
That's what I'm saying. That too, like the no's. I think about the no's too. Because like no's take there's like reasoning behind like every no. And so like Jada, like when you were talking about like the self-sabotage, and when you say no to something within yourself and you're saying like yes to the bad things, is the like what are the limiting beliefs or the intrusive thoughts that are causing you to say that no? Like what is your reasoning behind that no? It's really like the question. Like when you give an answer to something, no, and people be like, well, why? Why no? That's something that you got to be able to answer. Or if you say yes, well, why did you say yes?
Yeah.
That's something that you need to be able to
Your
answer.
answer to yes cannot be why not.
Exactly.
oh, because that's answering a question with a question. Oh my gosh, Dad. I was literally sitting in my car and I said, Jada, ask yourself why you want to 7 times and get down to the deeper like reason of your yes and the reason of your no at the same time. Because I feel like when I'm saying yes to something else and saying no to something else, it's literally when you dig deeper, you're getting to the root and they're both the same answer. They're the same answer.
Yeah.
I'm insecure. So I'm going to say yes to going to this dude's house and getting fulfillment and attention. And I'm going to say no to myself and actually going home to sit down because now I have to stare at myself and really like deal with that insecurity.
Right. Exactly.
It's the same answer. That's
it really, the answer cannot be why not. Oh my God, Jay, you ate that up.
yeah,
Because
bro.
yeah, you can't be answering a question with a question.
Can't.
What do you mean, why not?
That was
You don't
cute.
have anything better than that? And I've said that to myself like plenty of times, like to do something like I know I'm not really supposed to do, but then I just be like, oh well, why not? Why not? What do you mean, why not?
Why so?
That's me. I'd be like,
Thank
might
you.
as well. Might as well. Why
Yeah,
not?
that's what it turned into. Might as
No.
well. That's not good enough. That's not
What are we,
good.
like 10 minutes in? What is going
Girl.
on?
Yeah.
Sorry, guys, for the discussion.
We needed a warning label for ourselves right now. Like,
And I want to challenge all of y'all to win.
All right,
I'm
now.
challenging all
Hold
of
on,
y'all
hold
to
on,
stop
hold on.
using the phrase "why not" and stop using the phrase "might as well," because that's just not good enough. Because if you don't have a good answer, then you need to go with the no. If you don't have a good enough answer for the yes, go with the no. Because that's just a place filler. Oh, why not? You can't give yourself a good reason as to why you should be doing this.
I'm gonna start crying.
So I'm
you are
challenging
not
all
my
of
mama.
you and everybody in the audience, but Cam, Jada, Jay, yes, ain't no, oh, might as well, or oh, why not? No, no. If you can't give a real why, then don't do it. What's the give a
Got it.
give a real why?
Yo,
Give a real
Yo.
why. Really
Yo.
ask yourself. And then that why might stop you in your tracks altogether. You never know. Like Jada said, what she say? Oh, why I'm gonna go to this guy's house? Oh, because I'm insecure and I want to get some fulfillment. Stop
Mhm.
yourself right there.
Yep. But you got to ask yourself multiple times, though. That's not going to be your first answer. It ain't gonna be your
Yeah.
first answer.
Yeah.
You're right. But if you ask yourself why and then you can't give yourself a real answer, if
Yeah.
all you can come up with is why not,
Yeah.
then you probably shouldn't be doing
That's
it.
really the kicker.
If that's
But
all
then
you can
look,
come up with,
and then it's like, look at how, like, you know how when you didn't feel like going to the gym and then you went anyways afterwards, you're like, wow, I feel like so much better.
Yes.
Imagine when you really sit there and contemplate your yeses and your nos and your whys, and then you stand on that and you don't do that. You choose to find the joy in missing out, and you're gonna feel so much better afterwards. Like, yeah, it may not be right away immediately, but when you recognize that growth and being like, you know what, I finally said no to the thing I needed to say no to.
Girl, why are you bringing us back to
You
that?
like you
that's what I'm saying. I love
Go
how you
ahead.
linked that. I love how you linked that.
No, like
That is like the missing out. If saying no to the gym and yes to not going to the gym is, oh, well, I get to lay here and watch TV, or oh, I get to lay here and do nothing. I get to XYZ.
but you just brought yourself a step closer to a goal. Like,
right.
Yep.
you have to that's the joy part. That's the joy.
That is the joy.
So it comes down to really understanding where you're missing out. Like, we gotta, because I think FOMO is really just like you're putting the missing out in the wrong area. You're misplacing it.
Yes.
And that's the crazy part. And y'all, hold on. Scripture. Matthew 5:37. All right, church, let's go ahead and turn our Bibles to Matthew 5:37. 5:37 says, all you need to say is simply yes or no. Anything beyond that comes from the evil one. Let your yes be yes and your no be no.
That was my point. That was in my notes.
It was?
Can we read? Can we?
That was
Wait,
bullet
no,
point
that
number
says
4.
It literally says it. Let your
Can
yes
we
be
run
yes
that
and your no
back?
be no.
Can we run that back one more
Yeah,
time?
one more time. Cause what? No, it's like I'm looking.
It says, let your yes be yes and your no be no. For whatever is more than this is from the evil one.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay. From the evil one. Think about that. Anything else? If it's a yes, but it's really a no, it's toxic. Come on now. If it's a no and it's really supposed to be a yes, that's also toxic in the opposite way.
And that
There's
can feel good.
rationalization. When you try to like rationalize a bad decision, that's all that little extra stuff. You know it should be a no, but now you're trying to rationalize it in your head and give yourself all these excuses and reasons as to why you should be doing something that you know you should not be doing, or as to why you don't feel like doing something that you know you should be doing. All that rationalization is sabotage. It's sabotage, and that's exactly who it's coming from.
Yep.
Yeah.
Excuses, all that. Yep.
Yes.
Because rationalization and excuses are the same thing.
Yeah, because really, you wouldn't even have brought that. And I be thinking about now. It just made me think about, like, if I say like, "Oh, I want to go to the gym," or "I should be going to the gym," that's the yes. You know you should. You know you need to. So then anything other than that, you wouldn't even, it's a yes. You wouldn't even have said it. And let your yes mean yes. If I say I'm gonna go to the gym, I need to go to the gym. Simple as that. If I'm not gonna go here, don't go there.
Don't do it.
Let the yes be the yes. Let the no be the no. If I say I'm not gonna smoke, don't smoke. You said no already. Don't try to rationalize, oh, I had such a long day. Oh, it's just
I can start again tomorrow.
Girl, yes. I can start fresh. No, all of
on
that.
Monday.
Girl,
Yeah, on
let
Sunday,
your
on Monday, like that's arbitrary. Somebody could say the start of the week is Wednesday. Who about to argue? Because it don't matter. It's cyclical. There's just time it goes on. So you just gotta do it.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Time goes
Time
on.
is not real. Here I go.
Exactly.
Nothing is real. Time is not real.
Yeah.
Let's just start Monday. That's the girl. What? You know how many times they use that excuse?
Girl.
What's the difference between Wednesday and Monday? Nothing really. It's all coming back around.
It's gonna come.
And then next thing you know, it's 5 weeks worth of Mondays later. What do you have to show for yourself?
Wow. Y'all, we got another one. All right, church. Let's turn to 1 Corinthians 6:12.
Right.
1 Corinthians 6:12. It says, all things are lawful for me, but all things are not helpful. Come on. Come on, church. Come on, church.
Amen.
Come on, church. And that's from the New King James Version. Let's go ahead and read NIV. I have the right to do anything, you say, but not everything is beneficial. I have the right to do anything, but I will not be mastered by anything. FOMO is mastered. It's mastering you. If it's causing anxiety and all these other things, like what? Envy, it's ruling your life. Like, is your authentic self ruling you, or is FOMO ruling you? Because who's making the decisions here?
Who's making the decisions here?
Especially when you start to tie what you do to your identity. Because we've talked about that before.
Yes.
When you struggle with like letting something go that you know you're ready to, but you feel like, but like, who am I without that? Or like, I've always done that, or that's always been me, or like, how are people going to accept this version that doesn't do these things anymore? Like, those are all still excuses that are stemming from fear and anxiety, and it doesn't come from God. Confirmation does.
That's not your yes. That's the excuses no. That's the devil's no against your yes.
Trying to wrap you up in your old self. And let me just step into the confessional real quick. Like this Christian walk, I don't know who said it was gonna be easy. I don't know who said it. Nobody. Like, nobody is telling the truth that they say it's gonna be easy, because it's not. In fact, your life gets harder in the sense of you have to really have self-discipline. You have to really like come up front with yourself day to day, and really choose those yeses that are going to benefit you and yourself right now, in the present and in the long run. And changing my lifestyle and like not going to certain things, or taking myself out of certain environments, like not going to the clubs anymore like that and stuff like that. Like, my friends, like, some of them like, oh, you still not doing the clubbing thing? Like, girl, this isn't a season. This isn't a fast. This is a lifestyle now. Like what? Like, I'm really trying to, like, stand on that. And there'll be some things where it's like, I'll waver on it because of the fear of missing out and because of FOMO. And I'm like, FOMO is making me waver on my boundaries. FOMO is making me waver on my values and like the things that I'm trying to do for myself. And it was just, it is hard. And I feel like FOMO comes up a lot, like, especially when y'all was talking about identity. Like, smoking was a part of my identity. And so like when I wasn't smoking for a good minute. Then I went to a little family function and everybody, passing around, and I'm just next. And I said, FOMO. Okay. And it just came right to me. And I was like, oh, okay. And same thing, like, like, I'm trying to now stop drinking, and that's going to be hard too, when everybody's sitting there ordering margarita this and mimosa that. And I'm sitting there like, Like it's really the fear of missing out, especially when you're called to be set apart. Like you're called to be set apart in all ways. So that fear of missing out is going to be something that you're facing on a daily basis, and you have to fight it all the time. So like somebody that is trying to, really do this walk with God, or somebody that's a high achiever, or somebody that is a people pleaser, like having JOMO and really kind of like leaning into that is going to be so helpful for you truly filling yourself up with the things that you want. And it's for anybody. JOMO is good for anybody, but like, especially if you have those traits or you're trying to, step away from those things, lean into JOMO and really like just remind yourself, if you ever feel FOMO, be like, no, JOMO. And then just start acting that way. Yeah.
I really think too, because we have to acknowledge the times that we've been in. With us being like shut down and indoors, COVID and everything, it just felt like when everything like opened up back up again, all of a sudden it was outside this, travel here. Everybody on a birthday trip, everybody's doing this, everybody's doing that, happy hour this. It's like, speaking in a more practical sense, it just feels like everyone around you right now is like rushing to do something, and you may not be in that point in your life, in that season of your life where you can do that. Maybe like Jada, you're committing to a spiritual walk that's calling you to be set apart. Maybe you're physically or financially in a place where you know that you shouldn't be spending that money to go do everything that everybody else is doing. And it's hard to say no. Maybe we're talking about a career, right? Right now you have to really lock in and invest yourself, and maybe your time is booked with classes and courses and job searches and all of the types of things that you have to devote yourself to. You're missing out on things. Sometimes like you're in that season where you have to really just commit yourself to your boundaries, like that was mentioned, and you have to commit yourself to your goals. Just commit yourself to yourself. Everything that you're missing out on is going to be there when you're able to make that choice. And you'll come out of that season being able to be like, you know what? I've enjoyed being set apart. Or maybe you missed it a little bit, and that's okay too. But maybe it'll help you come back to it, enjoy things in moderation, help you to learn to live your life on your terms. And like we were saying, to let your yeses be your yeses and your nos be your nos. I have a friend who she always jokes that she's like a flaker. Because she'll say she'll go somewhere and then later on she'll change her mind. And I'm like, if I even have the smallest bit of doubt that I'm not gonna want to do something, I just say no. And yeah, sometimes I'm on the couch watching people's stories. I'm like, oh dang, that looked fun. But guess what? That karaoke bar is not going nowhere. It's gonna be there next week. It's not going anywhere. Like, so learn to be happy for people while acknowledging that this is not where you at right now. This is not what you chose to do. And that's okay.
Because at the same time, you made that decision because you knew what you needed.
You knew what you needed. Trust that.
Right, exactly.
And if you go against that, I'm sorry, you go.
I'm just saying, you probably wouldn't even have fun.
That's what I was just about to say.
Mm-hmm.
You know you're supposed to be studying, but you go to the club. Whole time you have to
girl.
think about the fact that you need to be studying. Or
And then it's
you go to
boring.
the club, but them pockets is hurting. You think about every drink that you didn't bought and how much it cost, and oh, I can't do this, I can't eat that. I hope they ain't trying to spend too much money. Like, you're gonna be giving yourself anxiety and worry the whole time you're out because you decided to go against what you knew was right.
That's actually in my notes. I put, what does FOMO produce? And empty pockets was one of them. Okay. Trying to keep up with the Joneses. Empty pockets is definitely one of them. And when y'all was talking, I was also like, kind of something about relationships was being brought up too. The fear of missing out on a relationship. Like, that's another thing that I realized. I was like, I actually don't want one. And I didn't realize I didn't want one, but I think it was like the whole fear of missing out thing. And like, it's just like, no, if you don't want one, you don't want one. That's fine. But make it clear. Make it clear. And yeah, that I was like, ooh, child. And there was something else. Oh, social media. Cam, you brought up social media. That is our biggest downfall when it comes to FOMO. No other generation has had to deal with FOMO this bad like our generation. Why? Because it's in our face. Like, and it's It's the highlights. We're seeing highlights. Of course, we're gonna have FOMO. Of course. You can go to a basketball game, the whole game boring, and then it has that one highlight, and that's all you saw was how you was like, man, I wish I was there. No,
Ooh,
no.
I'm telling you, that is DC brunch, nightlife, everything culture in a nutshell. I promise you. And maybe it's just because, I don't know, I'm over certain things. Maybe it's just because to me, things just aren't as fun as pre-COVID, but also maybe I was younger then and I just, that was also a different time. I really don't know the factor. But every time I go somewhere after I've seen it go up on like TikTok or something, I'm like, I knew this wasn't about to be any different than anything I've already been to and been bored with.
Girl.
I'm like, oh, it's a change of scenery. And it the same waste of money. I remember I went somewhere and somebody's sign that they got in their section for bottle service, it was like, I'd rather be home right now. Do you know how insane that is to spend $400 for a bottle for somebody to bring it out and you say put on the sign, I'd rather be home right now. But it was a mood. I felt that.
Yeah. But then be home.
Please.
And then and that was the night that I knew, like me and my friends, we were in Subway. Maybe it wasn't that night, but there was one night, me and my friends, we were in Subway after going from bar to bar to bar and nothing was fun. We was in Subway getting cookies and we looked at each other and we were like, this is just not fun anymore. And I promise you, I for real have just, I just don't go anymore. Like rarely you see me in the club. It's just not fun anymore.
Yeah.
Don't get caught up in the highlights. Also, it's just not healthy. It's just so unhealthy that we have the ability to see what hundreds of people are doing at any given point.
Girl. So unhealthy.
And the depth to which people be showing what they're doing, y'all already know. I'll be talking to my close friends, all the crazy things I see in other people's close friends. It's unnatural. But it's so like, and if you multiply, that's just on one platform. That's just the couple hundred people that you follow on Instagram. That's not to get on TikTok and say you done scrolled endlessly for hours looking at what other people are doing and other people are buying and other people what they recommend, what everybody likes and their day in the life. And then you get on Twitter and it's a whole other set of things.
Oof.
I mean, you're looking at thousands of different people.
That you don't
We have to
even
clock out. We have to
Yeah.
clock out.
Yes.
This is not healthy for your perspective. This is not healthy for your own reflection on your own life. Because you end up in this constant state of comparison. You're never going to find contentment in your life. Ever.
Yeah. I definitely think that's one of the major drivers of FOMO is comparison. Like that is it. You're literally comparing what you have going on at that moment to what someone else has. And at the end of the day, you don't know to the quantity of what all is going on. You don't know what all is going on. And 9 times out of 10, you don't even know that person. So you really don't know what's going on.
That part.
And I think that's
Mhm.
helps me sometimes. They'd be like, girl, you don't even know them. Like, yeah, it looks all luxe and glamorous, but like they probably just finished crying. You know, like
Hopefully,
you
that
never
part.
or who knows what's going on in their life. Like maybe they could have just lost a family member. Like you really never know. And so you also just have to watch how we see other people's stuff that they got going on and watch how we internalize that as well. Because you don't want to be wishing for something that you don't want at all.
And back to the highlights, I just feel like the best of, and not to say, like people don't have like cameras at parties and stuff like that, but like the best of times, you don't even be remembering to catch on camera. You know what I'm
Girl.
saying? When I'm having the most fun, I'm not even thinking about my phone. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I'll take a couple pictures, but just to be like recording the atmosphere and you know what I'm saying? Like showing what's going on. Like I'm not even worried about my phone when I'm having the best of time. So when I see like people like posting parties or you know what I'm saying, posting certain stuff, they got some downtime right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm not that busy right now.
Facts.
I'm not that
Oh,
busy
for
right
real.
now.
They chilling.
There might be a lot going on around me, but me myself, I'm not that busy right now. So yeah, I just feel like that's something to just like, if you ever do like catch yourself like just feeling away, you really just gotta like take a step back.
Yeah.
And remind yourself why you shouldn't be comparing yourself to anything. And really, at the end of the day, too, I don't know. It's I wouldn't say it's hard to say, but kind of just like, I don't know, mind your business. You know what I'm saying? To be comparing yourself, you gotta be really thinking about, you really gotta be thinking about what somebody else got going on.
Yeah.
And to get to the point of like you feeling a way about yourself, to internalize it. And not to say that like sometimes like it's not automatic, like it's not like, as soon as you see it, like now you feel away. Cool. But you got to really like regroup. You got to pull yourself back. You got to pull yourself out of that, because you need to be all up in that person's life. You got your own life to worry about.
Mm-hmm.
You do not need to be worried about, oh, she's here, she's there, she's buying this, he's buying that. So what do that got to do with you?
For real.
Nothing.
Des, you said something powerful. You said that there might be a lot going on around you. And the fact that they're trying to capture that is them trying to like jump in it even though they're there. Like they and that is the crazy part. Like there's so much going on around us all the time. And a lot of times, if we're capturing that kind of content, like you're saying, it is external. It's not within us.
Yeah.
And there's also a quote that I heard going around for content creators about like, oh, like if you're consuming the content, that means you're not like being the content or like producing the content. And I was just like, wow, like that really does put a lot of this into perspective as well. And I don't want to be that person with just a lot going on around. I don't want to just be standing there with a lot going on around me. I want to be the one actually having the lot going on within me. I want to be having fun, like, and the only way to actually have that true, authentic fun for yourself is JOMO and standing on it and letting your yes be yes and your no be no. Because I could have a way better time if my clothes is clean, my dishes are washed, my eye patches are on, and I'm watched, kicked up, eating some good food, watching TV. Like that might be exactly what I need right here, right now in this moment. Not going out and doing what Instagram tells me is fun and what the world says is fun. Like, nah, like. So it's really about going down to your authentic self and like kind of looking inward about, is this what I want? Or am I just adapting to what's around me, thinking that this is going to fulfill me? Yeah.
And be present.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a big
Mm-hmm.
one. I don't know what, like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know why it's just now like coming into my mind. Maybe because you were talking about like, I don't want to be the one like behind the camera. I want to be the one in the action, basically. And that's
Yeah.
just like, be present.
Yeah.
That's
I get
another
it.
way. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, like present, like, wait, somebody else might be doing something and you couldn't go to that event, but what are you doing right now? How can you enjoy
Right.
yourself right now? Appreciate where you are right now. Like, yeah, you might not be at that
Mm-hmm.
party, but at least you ain't on Skid Row. You know what I'm saying?
Hey.
Like, you gotta be present.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying? Like, be present. Like, for real though.
Yeah,
Like,
let's go straight to
be,
it.
be present. Like, be present. You don't really have
I
anything to
just
be
didn't
upset
know
about.
what you were gonna say. I didn't think it was gonna be Skid Row.
Me
I didn't think it was
I
gonna
didn't
be.
either. It just came out. It just came out. It was like the worst thing I could think of. Okay. But no, seriously, like you gotta be present and like really be in the moment and enjoy wherever you are, no matter where you are. You gotta enjoy that right then and there. That's how you gonna really, you know what I'm saying, stay true to yourself, be real with yourself. You just gotta, yeah, be content and be present and enjoy where you are. You know what I'm saying? Find
Mhm.
joy in where you are at any given moment. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, be present. And I know like it's kind of hard to like be present with everything always moving so fast, and oh, you're always worried about the next thing, and you worried about, you know what I'm saying, oh, when am I gonna be able to post these pictures, or oh, they're gonna post those pictures and this gonna happen, and oh, this party is in 2 weeks, and it's a lot of stuff going on to where like we're always thinking about the future. We're always thinking about how we're gonna be impacted by certain things in the future. But at some point, that's how you get anxiety. At some point,
Bro.
at some point,
Bro.
you just sit where you at. Let tomorrow's problems be tomorrow's problems, and tomorrow's
Ooh.
issues be tomorrow's issues,
Mm-hmm.
and enjoy the time that you have right now.
Mhm.
Come on, because
Slow
that's
that down.
scripture. That's scripture.
That down.
That's
So yeah, be present. Y'all do not forget, and it's hard because I struggle too, but try to be present. If you can remember, like try to always like remind yourself, like be present. Since you start thinking about something that you know you don't need to be thinking about, something you ain't gotta worry about right now, something that don't got nothing to do with you. Be like, well, shoot, I'm in my house, I'm chilling, I'm sitting on my couch, I'm watching my TV. Yeah, you straight.
Yeah, you're good.
You're good. So have joy in that.
Yeah. And I think it's time too that we reevaluate our definition of fun.
Mm.
A lot of times, fun, we think party, amusement park, going out, whatever. But literally, Jada, when you mentioned fun, I said, you know what? Let me Google the definition of fun. And it
Ooh.
literally says enjoyment, amusement, or lighthearted pleasure. Or for the adjective, amusing, entertaining, or enjoyable. For example, it was a fun evening. It don't nowhere up in here say going to the club was fun or like you can have a fun evening just chilling because it was enjoyable. It was entertaining. It was you can be chilling with your friend on the couch on FaceTime. It was amusing and entertaining and you had fun. Like those things are fun too. You don't have to just be out somewhere or doing something crazy
Throwing shots back.
girl, whatever kind of shot back, But you can you can be doing whatever and you can still be having fun. You don't have to be doing all of that. So like just like you just said, Des, like if you just chilling and enjoying your time, you're good. You can still have fun. Are you enjoying yourself? Good. You're having fun. You have a lighthearted pleasure? Good. You're having fun. Like it doesn't have to be this whole grand scheme of things. And I think that just goes into, FOMO. You fear that you're not gonna have fun like everybody else, but maybe at the moment your fun looks like something different. And that's okay. You just gotta
Ooh,
sit in that
yes.
and be okay with it.
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I love that.
And to take it a little bit more left.
Mm-hmm.
It just came up. I think I forgot who was talking, but it came up. And I was just hearing it. Choices that we make can have very permanent decisions.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're ever moving inauthentically, if that's a word, or unauthentic, you know what? We're gonna leave it there.
I hear you.
Okay. Webster added. If we're ever moving that way and like a permanent consequence comes from it, like just imagine how that feels, And so when you're really analyzing the choices that you're making and you're seeing what it is that is true to your outcomes are going to be only benefits. Like I don't see there being a true consequence, because even if it's something that goes against your expectations, okay, it can still be beneficial to you. And I'm just feeling like, I don't know, it was something about the FOMO and the fear of missing out. And then you actually move off of that. And then it comes out with permanent consequences. And you're just like, oh, wow, like that wasn't even me to begin with. Like, and for example, you can be doing that with like the whole BBL movement. I'm pretty sure all them girls did not dream of just having this BBL body. No, they did not. Until they saw what was getting attention. And then they said, wait, I actually think I want that because I'm missing out on attention from men and on social media and all these things. Or I might be missing out on brand deals because I don't look this specific way. I might be missing out on this because I'm not that. And so it's really just feeding into like not being content. And now some of them botched BBLs and them botched things that happened, you're like, that honestly wasn't even authentically me. I was doing that because of the FOMO, but now I got to live with this for the rest of my life. And so it's things like that where it's like, understand that our choices do have consequences that can be permanent. And I'm not even gonna say consequences, but effects. They have permanent effects.
Everything.
And so if you're constantly moving according to your authentic self, you really shouldn't have to worry about the effects.
Exactly.
You can stand on business with it.
And toes.
It made me think of the sign language. Have y'all seen the ASL for standing on business?
No.
It's like standing on business.
Okay.
Was it the black guy?
Mm-hmm.
Seen that video, yeah. Mm-mm.
Random thought.
Stand on it. Stand on it.
So I have a question for y'all.
Hmm.
How do you think you're going to now like start incorporating JOMO? Like, what does JOMO look like for you right now in this season?
Girl, you said it yourself before we even started saying no more. I literally was just talking to my coach at work, like, because I think I told y'all, like, probably like February, early February, him and I had a conversation, and he was telling me, like, what you're doing is great. And then like, what you're doing is great, just warning you, you don't have to put anything else on your plate because you're already doing a lot. And ever since I had that conversation with him, that conversation just constantly continued to be brought up. And one of the main things that comes with that for me is saying no and being okay with my no. And kind of what I lean back on, or what I realize, is that me saying yes to so many things comes from me trying to prove myself
Mm.
to multiple people. And that goes back to people pleasing, or who am I, or like, am I proud of what I'm doing? Like, how do I feel about it? Period. Not nobody else. And so starting to look at things from like, okay, like, why am I doing this? Like, it's making me anxious. I'm not doing it. Why I'm not doing it. Period. I'm not doing it. And so, yeah, and I realized, like, once I start knowing things down, like, it just, my day to day just gets easier. And yeah, I'm still fulfilled. I'm still happy, even though I said no to certain things. So saying
Come
no,
on, soft life.
girl, it ain't that soft. uh, yeah, but yeah, saying no is definitely, that's where I'm at. And telling myself, these are some affirmations I wrote down too. Is like knowing that great things take time, and not just like 6 months. Like they take time, they take years, and that's okay. And then also that laying down is okay. Just lay down. You ain't gotta be doing nothing. Just lay down. It's okay. You know? That's how I'm moving forward. Cause woo, that body will really take a toll.
JOMO for me, I feel like going forward and incorporating is saying yes to my yeses. You know what I'm saying? Letting my yeses mean yes. Because I feel like there are a lot of things that I know I should do, but I say no to them by,
Mm.
making excuses or trying to rationalize, my desire not to do something, even though I know I should do it. So really just like, yeah, I need to be having my yeses mean yes, and my no's mean no. And I really am gonna try to not, like, if there is a no, and then, or no, if basically not saying the why not, or
Yeah.
might as well. Like, if I can't give myself a good enough reason to actually be doing something, if I can't give myself a better reason other than, oh, why not, or oh, might as well, then I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah.
Um, there's not a good enough reason to. But my yeses usually always do have a good enough reason. Like, oh, go to the gym. Why? So that you can, have a body that you're proud of, so that you can improve your health, so that you can stay fit. Girl, you only getting older. Like, I have a lot of reasons. It's not a,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? It's not like go to the
Mhm.
gym. Why? Why not? No, I have a lot of reasons as to why I could do that. So that's a obvious and
Mhm.
simple yes. And there are
Yeah.
some things that are just obvious and simple no's, because they don't have why not? Might as well. That's not good enough for me anymore.
Now that you say that, I feel like the why not is low key a cop out for like, because you don't say why not to the things that are
Right.
like
You got a
big
reason.
sentences.
You
Yeah,
have a
yeah, yeah.
valid reason as to why you should do something. If you can't give yourself a valid reason why you should do something, it's probably a no.
Yeah.
Why not? It's not really that's another
Not
that's
an
another
answer.
It's a cop
that's another
out.
question. And if you do ask yourself why not, you probably really could answer that, but you're not going to. You're not going to take it a step further.
No.
So
Tell her. Why not? Girl, I don't care. Let's go.
Exactly.
That's funny.
so yeah.
I feel like the ways I could lean more into JOMO would be Just reminding myself it's a commitment to myself
Mhm.
at the end of the day. Because it's like, what higher priority is it than yourself?
Hello.
That's it.
Mhm.
That's it. And that's something I need to go ahead and write on my board in my room. I need to write that
What
down.
higher priority is there than yourself?
I
Girl, I'm writing that down
Nice. Hold
too.
on.
I'm
know.
All right,
writing
wait, okay.
that down.
Add after God. After God. Okay.
Oh, of course.
Okay, okay.
Oh, yeah.
I just had to throw that in there. I was like, wait.
Yes.
Okay. I like that one though, Cam. No, for real, because it goes back to what Jada was saying. Like if you saying yes to somebody else, you're saying no to yourself. So think about it.
Yeah.
One way is really like what I started to try to do was get down to that root answer of my
It's
yes
hard
and
to-
my no for both things. Like if I'm saying yes to this, I'm saying no to that. Like what is the root cause of both answers? I feel like that's going to really help me just understand myself more and get out of patterns that were holding me back for a long time. Because if I come down to like a surface level answer, I'm digging deeper. I have to really ask myself why about 7 times. And the other night, I asked myself why I couldn't come up with a straight answer, still did it. And it came down to the why not, because that was the cop out. I couldn't find a good answer. So I said, well, why not is going to be my answer. Or the F it is going to be another answer. And so I definitely need to start incorporating, like, ask myself 6 to 7 times why, and get down to the reality of it and then make the best decision, so that you're not missing out on the real thing that you need to not miss out on, and make sure I'm not misplacing my missing out. So yeah, wow, I love this conversation.
Yeah.
It's necessary. These always hit exactly when I need it. Like, what?
Hello.
Yeah,
For real.
Yeah, I done wrote some
that
stuff
part.
down already.
Girl.
Too good, too good. Oh, so yeah, shout out to our follower for
Yeah.
Yeah,
that.
for real.
'Cause that was a good one.
Crazy.
Hit us
That
anytime
was a
with
good
any
one.
other ideas that you got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is literally how we came up with this one, was just, from ideas of what we should talk about. Because y'all be spitting too.
Mhm.
And if y'all got anything y'all want us to talk about, feel free to let us know. We'll get into it.
Mhm. All the way.
All up in it.
We do.
More deep.
So what would we give this episode?
Restarted this
I
one
would
off with a
say,
banger.
Yeah.
I would say it's giving like 3.5.
I was gonna say like 3.5, but
Mhm.
I'm gonna go 3.
I cried on some episodes. So
Right. I'm gonna go 3. I'm gonna go on a 3.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'll give it a 3.5 because we was really hitting it in the beginning, y'all. Like I was really like about to cry. I was like, yo, I'm feeling something. There was some stuff going on up in the throat area. And I had to give it that 3.5, but nothing is touching them love episodes. So bro,
Yeah.
like not bro.
This is
Yeah.
a 5 out of 4. I don't care what nobody say.
For
Sorry, was
broke
back.
the scale.
That was 5D up in there.
Wow.
Well,
We're back.
there's another one for y'all. Let's go ahead and wrap this up. Yeah, thank y'all for watching. And yeah, y'all don't forget to go follow us, go subscribe,
And
go
tell
do
us
everything you need to do to get 4 deep with us every other Friday. And yeah, till next time.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.